Carlos and Ryan, and we know that you're dying to hear what we have to say today. I say we hear what we have to say today. It's the blank. Fill it in. Fill it in. Fill it in. Yeah.
Go.
Young world. Another week.
Another week.
Another week. Oh, here we are. And you know who we are. Oh, we'll introduce ourselves anyway. I'm your host, Carlos.
And I'm Ryan.
And this is The Blank with Carlos and Ryan. Thank you for coming by. Another week. We're not going to lie to you. We came up with this topic last minute. It was a pretty rough week, work week for me. I'm not going to front. But we think we're going to have an interesting one for you today because, we're going to dive into it and put our little spin on it as well. Fits into the, since it's Halloween month, so it might fit into things a little bit. But yeah. Ryan, do you have anything to say to the young world?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for another week. Welcome everybody. I'm hoping that you're either listening tonight or tomorrow morning.
And
happy Thursday, everybody.
And tomorrow. Happy
Friday.
That's it.
Sorry. I'm a little bit slow today. The work week was pretty tough.
It was shitty. It sucked all kinds of penis.
So for any of my colleagues that happen to be listening, you definitely feel the pain. So yeah. I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this week's just been rough.
It's been a rough week for me as well.
And, I want to apologize beforehand just in case this episode does happen to seem a little bit sporadic.
But you know what? Those seem like the best ones because we take the risk.
We'll be a little bit more authentic.
Yes,
I would say, as opposed to having to think about certain things you got to try and talk about. It's more Carlos and I having a conversation and potentially a debate on the topic in itself. But happy Thursday, everybody! Thank you for coming for another week. I'm extremely excited to have Carlos here. Please, one thing I do want to start out with is please check out our next week's episode. That episode's gonna be funny as hell.
It's gonna be an interesting one. It'll be an interesting one. We got a few things planned out for it.
Yeah, it is close to one of my favorite holiday. Not holiday.
Really?
Oh, definitely. I fucking love it. I love Halloween. So
really,
it's gonna definitely be one of those things out there that we're gonna throw in and. So definitely check that out. And we're kind of just promoting that.
Yes.
And not using too much time today to be able to promote that episode. But next episode, definitely, if you do happen to miss this one for whatever reason,
yes,
definitely go check out next week.
So please join us.
And the YouTube video of it so you can actually see us. So that's going to be important.
So please join us on our Halloween extravaganza episode. It'll be, we want to, at the end of the day, we want to put on a show for our friends and fans and, keep your week going by providing entertainment as much as possible and make you think at the same time. I'm the funny, he's the brains. So that's why we're here. And we're going to try and entertain y'all as much as possible. So please, next week, join us. It'll be a good one. But other than that, recent news. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Raptors. Go Raps go.
Go Raps go. First game back in Toronto.
Woo!
And I know I probably should be wearing a Raptors jersey, but I actually gave it to my grandpa. So
yeah, I should be wearing
it
now that you brought that up. But it's all good. They had one hell of a game yesterday.
We took a loss.
But man, oh man, Banton, that rookie, came off the bench and got himself a few highlights yesterday.
What's his first name? Delon?
I don't know.
Delon?
I know they call him Buju Banton because of that.
Buju Banton.
But he's from Rexdale.
So shout out to Rexdale.
Shout out to Rexdale, B.
Shout out to Banton on the Raptors, man. You've made it huge. I'm hoping that you have a successful
You know,
career. If you ever happen to be listening to this,
let's hope you're the next star, sir.
Yeah,
let's do it. I mean, he hit a half-court shot.
That's his first shot.
That's his legit first shot in the NBA is a half-court shot. He had a behind the back little crossover there. And that's only the beginning. And he has the dreads.
He's got the dreads.
I'm not a fan of that.
No,
he literally looked in the mirror that morning and he, was like, "This is good." And then he left his house. I want to shout out to the person who told him it was okay to leave the house looking like that. That's not okay. That's not nice. Cut that shit off, bro. You're 20-something-year-old man making, potentially gonna make millions this year. There's no need to dress like that anymore or look like that.
You're saying you wouldn't get dreads?
Fuck that. Fuck that. First of all, I can't grow the hair to do that. Bald day, all day. You know what I'm saying? Team Baldy. You know what I'm saying? That's how I roll. Secondly, dreads not like that.
Weird.
I
get that.
God. Come on, bro. You're looking like a goddamn, each corner looks like a goddamn one of those sprinkler shits that fuck that. No. Not a fan, Banton.
I support you, Banton.
I support your game, not your hairstyle choices. Fucking, for fuck's sake. But yeah, go Raps go. The potential is there. We had a few hiccups there. OG, not the greatest game. But we'll get there, boys. So go Raps go. Go get them.
Yeah, definitely check out the next game if you can.
Yeah.
So
in recent news, the Netflix walkout happened yesterday.
I'm actually surprised that it happened. I think that there was videos on Reddit that were going around, and I thought, and I was honestly surprised how much people were there.
It was a few hundred people. Were there.
Which is, it's good to see people protest for their own opinions.
Sure.
Definitely.
Sure. Speaking up for what you believe.
Yeah, exactly. That's a huge thing. So, continue
freedom
to do that.
of speech. That's what we want. But at the same time, if you're allowed to have your freedom of speech to protest, why can't, I don't know. I don't want to get too much into it because I'm not trying to look like a, but at the same time, listen, man, I'm not trying to take sides here. If you have your opinion, stick by it. Good for you. You stick to your guns, because today's day and age, it's hard to stick to your guns without being judged for it. But I don't know, man. I don't see how the protest was, necessary. I read the list of demands that they had, and
I think I read that too.
It was I don't know. I think it's a bit excessive. They need to understand that. Listen, I understand that your feelings were hurt, but there's a difference between fighting for equality and then fighting for superiority. And I'm not going to lie to you, from the list that I read and from the protest speeches that I've seen, you're kind of leading toward the superiority way. But, that's just my take on it. You can attack me if you want to. I don't fucking care. Freedom of speech. That's my take.
I think one of the interesting things that, not to take too much away from our main point of the episode, right, but I think when in one of the demands, and please, if anyone has the actual demand list, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that one of the points that stood out to me was that they were talking about how there needs to be a disclaimer if the video or the media is triggering and can be considered hate speech, to a certain group. And the thing about, before that day, I would think, and maybe Cosmo Kramer's blow up on stand up a while ago. But comedy, but comedy was kind of just comedy to a certain degree. There was bad comedy, there was good comedy, good comedics, dark comedians. Yeah. And I don't mean,
that's what he calls the black people.
That's what black comedians, man, dark comedians, comedians.
Oh, you ever heard of Bernie Maca?
That dark comedian.
That's the dark comedian, right?
But in that case, you know, there's so much spectrum to comedy in itself, and then now it's almost as like we're trying to kind of build a thin line, or at least that's what the protest is trying to go for, that there is a thin line between comedy acts and hate speech,
right?
Which is a really interesting topic. I think that needs to be sort of addressed and a little bit, I guess, like brought out in the public to be like, hey, like where can we draw this line? Or is there a line? Are we just working towards where everything's going to be kind of jumbled in together? Or does hate speech fall into the spectrum that can't be touched for comedy? So guys like Dave, man, Dave's been making fun of shit fucking forever.
Legit,
forever. Like forever. Like
black, white, Asian, gay, straight. It don't matter. If you are on this earth and you are, you know, if it's relating to what's going on in the world, he'll have a take on it. South Park, like all that kind of Simpsons. Like it's just
there was what was that? There was a Dave Chappelle skit on the first season of the Chappelle Show, where he acted. And for anyone who doesn't know this, it's Dave Chappelle. He's acting as he's a blind KKK member.
Yes.
And then he thinks he's white, but he's actually black. And I remember when I was reading about that or hearing about that skit when I was younger, it was one of the most like controversial skits that Dave Chappelle happened to put out at that point in time. But Comedy Central still ran it.
Yeah, and they still ran it.
They still have the DVD for it. You can go look it up on YouTube.
In the States, it's on Netflix.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. So in this case, it's like all of that stuff was considered comedy and definitely extreme,
right?
I guess,
but no one
really was hurt by it. It was kind of just comedy, and if you were hurt by it, you kind of just understood that, you know, that was part of comedy. You just kind of turn the next cheek. I'm not trying to say that because I still haven't seen the Dave Chappelle special, unfortunately. I haven't seen it myself, but I know that I think anything Dave Chappelle produces fucking worth seeing, for sure. Worth seeing, even if you don't agree with the guy, it's still definitely just worth to kind of watch it. But
get his take on things.
Definitely something that we're moving towards a weird kind of phase in relation to comedy. So I feel bad for comedians that almost feel like watching Dave Chappelle's situation, they have to watch what they say now and compare to certain things. I don't know. As a representative from the Asian community, I have no issues.
Okay.
The race draft.
Yeah, race draft. Great skit, by the way. I don't know, man. Just comedy, it sucks because now it's just reaching a point where we have to really be careful what jokes we have to make now. And it's interesting. Like, I get it. Some jokes can be hurtful at the extent of other people, but at the same time, I don't think Dave had any intentions of hurting people. I think he had an opinion for some of the things he stated. And, you know, he wanted people to hear him out about it instead of, you know, protesting, saying that he's a transphobe or, you know, homophobe or whatever. It's just interesting because he brought up that, that joke saying that, you know, the baby can shoot and kill someone, but that, you know, you make a simple joke over, you know, the trans community and then shit like that. Like, I don't know. The protest yesterday was just only proving his point, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't the first time he's mentioned jokes about the trans community. And yet, you know, this is the first time a protest has occurred. I don't know. Do I think Dave's gonna get canceled or even no? I truly don't think he cares. It would suck to see Netflix remove the special from Netflix if they do listen to their demands and they follow through with it. I just hope that Netflix sticks to their guns and realistically promises to go and support their the people that they work with and their artistic freedom. So because at the end of the day, there's free speech. Free speech is a thing that should be allowed for everybody. Even especially in the US where it's been promoted for everyone that comes and becomes a citizen there. Their free speech is allowed there. But if if that's getting removed and we're not, there's a limit to that, then it kind of defeats the purpose of, promoting free speech. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna move along with it. It's just gonna, dive in too deep. But if you have an opinion, stick to it. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, good or bad. I mean, that's, it really just shows who you are at the end of the day. If you and I don't agree on something, and if you feel that it's something that's going to take over, move on with your life. Don't have to force, you don't have to force something to, make it work, right? If it can't work like that, what can you do? But we'll move along.
One of the last things I do want to kind of say about that is that, we do definitely want people to, have strong beliefs on certain things, and like definitely hold on to your beliefs if you truly believe in it, kind of thing. But even with the people that happen to be protesting, also have an open mind in relation to circumstantial situations. Right. So understand that Dave Chappelle is a comedian that happens to be living in America with free speech, where you happen to have the free speech to be able to kind of do what you want. They have the ability to do the exact same. He just does it on a global scale, or a national scale, because of the money that these guys happen to be producing. Netflix is a I'm thinking billion-dollar company by now.
Accurate.
And then for them, they have the ability to kind of produce this on a major scale, but still in the confines of free speech in itself. So censorship, not to make this episode too much about cancel culture or censorship about certain things, but try not to be a hypocrite about fucking your, the country you're from and like your own concepts, because if someone can think to the extreme of what they're thinking, then you have the ability to do it, on your end, and then vice versa. So definitely have an open mind, maybe willing to be learning or listening. Go talk to David. Maybe David has a better way of, explaining it, as opposed to it being an entertaining stand-up that he was trying to sell views at the same time. So something to think about. Definitely have an open mind in relation to learning about new things and being open to different, opinions and stuff like that. Like, I think the last quote that we brought up in our last episode was
Dave, differentiating, saying that basically society accepted two rules, that if you that hating someone means that you have different opinions from one another, and then if you love someone, you have to agree with everything that they agree with, or that they believe in, and which isn't the case. You don't have to agree with everything. In order to accept, acceptance is needed. And you don't have to agree with everything. We need to accept our differences in order to have equality. That's what I feel. So that's my take on it. We won't dive too much into it. We spent too much time in it. It's kind of getting ridiculous at this point. But yeah, we'll move along for now. Any other recent news that you heard
I was gonna say, to go back to the Raptors game.
Yeah.
My homeboy, aka favorite rapper, aka
that's right,
the cool, aka Kick Push,
Mr. Food and Liquor
aka
himself.
Food and Liquor himself, aka Drogas Wave, aka Lasers, aka the GOAT.
Is that it for the nicknames? Do you have any more?
Mr. Lupe Fiasco did happen to
he was here
promote
yesterday.
Or he did happen to do the halftime show for the first game back in Toronto, which is fucking wild.
Insane.
I'm surprised they didn't get Drake to do it or something like that. Or
he was there too.
He was, which is weird. So I'm assuming that why didn't they get, like, I don't know, like they couldn't get the weekend. Probably. I'm not saying anything against Lupe, because I love you and I wish I was there.
That's true. He really does mean this, by the way.
But it was just weird how they brought a Chicago rapper, and we weren't even playing Chicago at the time. But it was great. I saw a little bit of the performance, at least what I could see on like Twitter and stuff like that. But yeah, Lupe was here, man. I honestly would have called in sick if I knew that Lupe was in Toronto, and I could have like tried to go find him downtown. I'm not trying to act like I'm trying to stalk you, Lupe, but He took a picture in front of CN Tower. I'm like, yo, man. And then the whole night after hearing that he did the halftime show, I was super, super sad. Yeah. Because I was really hoping that he was going to do some event in Toronto, and I honestly would have went out the whole night just to go find out where he was and maybe fucking shake his hand or something like that. Just because tell him
the inspiration and then cry to him a little bit, and
like, because he's something special.
Mm. What would you have said to him if you had met him?
You are my superhero. And to jump right into the topic.
Oh, Jesus.
You're my superhero, Lupe.
Yeah. And then no autograph, no picture, no.
Really?
It's all in the head.
Well, I guess it would have been pretty cool to get an autograph.
Yeah.
If I got like one of our t-shirts or something like that, or like a CD.
Isn't it?
I don't even know if I have I think all my Lupe CDs are like stored somewhere. I have them in my car, but yeah, I know. I think it would have been pretty cool, but
that would have been nice.
Yeah, so thank you for coming to Toronto, Lupe.
Hope you come again.
I hope you come again. Please come again, concert-wise. I was literally sitting on Twitter. I don't even have a Twitter, but I would like...
He signed up just to get...
go incognito mode, try to find like what you're doing, and like if you posted anything afterwards, and if you're at a show downtown Toronto or something like that, I would have went, but real unfortunate. Super sad.
Yeah.
I'm done with this episode.
Okay, and that's it there. Just... having a fit. All right. Well, yeah, Lupe, I'm a fan as well. I don't know if I'd be traveling to find you, but yeah, I'd go to, that's definitely on the bucket list to go to a Lupe concert for sure. But yeah, I had no idea. I remember I was sitting at the bar watching the game with the homies, and then I'm just like looking at the TV at the person with a microphone rapping. I'm like, what the fuck? That's Lupe Fiasco.
Did it show the halftime show?
It didn't show the full thing. It just showed like 2 seconds of it. And I'm just like, what the hell? That's Lupe Fiasco.
Damn.
I'm like, what? I'm just like, what the hell is he doing here?
So I was at home. I'm sitting at home. I think I was watching part of the game on my phone, and then also watching some show on Netflix the other day.
And he was shirtless, by the way, as always, with a gold chain.
And then,
do you not take that gold chain off?
No, man. It literally sleeps with me. Jesus. The dead skin cells in this thing are probably disgusting.
It's probably nasty, yeah.
But it's what it is. But yeah, he calls me and he's like, yo, Lupe's in town. I'm like, I have to hang up now. With the Scooby-Doo sound. Yeah. But yeah.
Oh shit. Oh, Lupe. Well, I guess that's it for recent news. Yeah. I don't have anything. Did you watch Squid Game yet?
I did watch Squid Game.
How was it?
It was good.
Possible spoiler alerts. So
fast forward 10 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, not 10 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Fast forward 2 minutes.
How'd you like it?
It was good. Yeah. It was definitely a good show in relation to morality, decision making.
Yeah.
The actual directing of the movie, I thought that they had like beautiful scenes
in relation to like the whole staircase shit.
Yeah, staircase, like colors, the viewership. Like I think there was one part of the one episode where they were doing the tug and pull or the
tug and pull. Oh Jesus Christ!
Man, where you at, man? Man, tug and pull, man.
Jesus Christ!
But tug of
war, tug and pull.
Tug of war.
Jesus, you must have been disgusting as a kid.
I'm like, man, this shit's hot. But
oh shit, I can't play with this dude. Fuck this, I can't play with this dude anymore, man.
It was the tug of war, and I think they got a picture where it was like pitch black in the whole scene, and then they had the guys wearing all yellow or something like that, and it just showed them like on the floor, and then the other team winning. So part of that like scene was kind of like the contrast in between like color, plus like how fucking life and death, like all that kind of shit. You don't really think about when you're like watching movies, but that was like a perfect scene where they just kind of held it like that, where there's a whole bunch of dead people on the floor. The people who survive are at the top in color, and their people at the bottom are kind of faded with a whole black background after playing this fucking life or death game. So absolutely beautiful. Definitely to go back to the morality and
what's beautiful, the murder or the
colors, everything about it. Okay. Like I think like And we could probably do a whole episode on this, but like foreign movies and like foreign directing and like foreign stuff like that. Like, it's really getting big. Like how Parasite came out and won was it an Oscar?
Yeah, won Best Picture.
So won Best Picture in that case.
Basically almost swept everything.
And like it just seems that, and I'm sure that like, you know, the eastern side of the world happens to have like absolute gems in relation to it. Now that's being brought over to the northern side of, you know, North America.
They're finally getting
like their spotlight kind of thing. So there's probably gems and gems of shit that, you know, Korea and Japan and like, you know, all that stuff is kind of producing. So definitely check it out if you haven't. I definitely do recommend it.
My favorite scene in Squid Games was when that chick they're playing that glass game. Again, spoiler alert. Fast forward a little bit more. When they're playing that glass game, and then that chick goes berserk. She grabs a homie and does a belly to belly suplex off the goddamn thing. And
the top
rope, and then they fucking flew down. That was great. That was fantastic. Overall, Squid Game, not a bad show. I guess spoilers end here. You can definitely check it out. You know, get your take on it. Let us know what you like about it. But for similarities to Squid Game, I would recommend two things. One movie, one of my favorite movies of all time, Battle Royale, is
Japanese?
It's Japanese.
Okay.
Japanese. I don't want to say it's similar, but well, there's similarities. So basically, these high school kids just wake up, you know, they're on the bus, they get not poisoned, but they get gassed, and then they wake up in a room, and they basically have to kill each other to the death. And then there's the sole survivor. That's the point. But Battle Royale, incredible movie. It's in Japanese. You can probably get a dub too if you're into that as well. But definitely check it out. And another one is Alice in Borderland. I believe that's Japanese as well. It's on Netflix. I haven't checked it out myself, but I heard very good things.
Yeah.
But early recommendations. I'll have probably some at the end of the show in relation to that topic. But yeah, definitely check it out. But let's move on to the main topic today, which is do the rain on
jazz fingers.
Wash it away.
Jazz fingers.
Wash it away. Yep, there it is. Superheroes. Heroes.
Real or fake?
Don't matter.
In your dream or
in
real life?
In real life. You know, something.
Demigods.
That mean something to you, that made an impact on you. That you just went, you know what? That person is saving lives.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh shit. Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know, motherfucking Spider-Man, Superman. For some people, Adolf Hitler.
Oh.
And hey, well, that's for them to figure out. We're not going to talk about that in this episode because we don't see him as a hero. He's a zero, okay, in our opinion. But yeah, superheroes today. Superhero is definition wise. What is a superhero to you? What qualifies someone or something, some person to be a superhero?
You gotta have a cape.
You have to have a cape?
You have to have a cape.
Really?
If you don't have a cape, you're not a superhero.
Wow. That says a lot. Spider-Man has no cape.
He's not a superhero.
What? What?
I'll have any of you chumps not wearing capes,
you ain't no superhero.
You ain't no superhero.
So, you know, you're hanging from a building. Help! Help! You're about to fall. And then Spider-Man comes through, picks you up, saves you, you know, puts you on the picks you up, puts you back on the street. Are you okay, sir? Not by you. You ain't no goddamn superhero, bitch. Where's your cape back, ho? Get out of here. Get the hell out of here.
Your skin tight ass out
here. Fucking. Do you even lift, bro? Get out of here. Fucking, you don't even have no cape, dude. Get out. I'll have you know, though, Spider-Man is actually, and I'm not kidding, he's the most profitable superhero, like, ever.
Wow. That's amazing.
Ever.
Like, comic books,
television,
clothing,
movies, merchandise. Wow. The most profitable of any superhero.
I guess I believe that. Yeah. Spider-Man's pretty big.
Spider-Man's a pretty big deal. That's why Sony didn't give him up in that movie deal shit.
So what do you consider?
And mind you, they thought Spider-Man was a joke. they thought Spider-Man was like, that's a ridiculous idea. That's stupid. That's dumb.
Why would it be stupid?
Well, because it's a kid who fucking puts on his goddamn costume with no cape, mind you, fucking idiot, and goes and swings around and fucking, with spider webs and shit. Fuck this dude. That's what they thought. But then, man, oh man, were they
Little
wrong.
did you know.
Little did you know. And I
Boomer.
heard another, fucking idiot. Get out of here, Stan Lee, with your dumbass superhero idea. Now come back with the XMen shit. We like that. But what was I gonna say? There was a thing I heard where Marvel was trying to sell all the movie rights to Sony for like 25 million for Marvel.
Is that like
we're talking all Avengers. Of the Avengers.
Wow.
And Sony
How much was
like
it?
25 million they wanted to sell.
That's it?
Yeah.
Is this way back in the day?
Way back.
Oh, okay.
And they're just like, that's a horrible idea. We're just gonna take Spider-Man because we like him. And then, man, oh man, would they regret that? They fucked up. Could have made so much more money. But yeah. Anyways, yes. Superheroes. What is that to you?
Part of it, like as a kid, when you like think about superheroes, you think about like your Saturday morning cartoons.
Yes.
We definitely did have the episode on the 90s Babysitter, so please go check that out. One of my favorite episodes that we've done.
My favorite, probably.
Where we talk about just like all the cartoons. Like I wasn't a huge comic book person. I don't know if you were or not.
Not really. No.
But it stemmed from that. So the comic books kind of stemmed, and then they started making, I'm assuming, like, I don't know, maybe like mini pictures, and then it blew into, when we were younger, up until your 30-minute episode on Spider-Man or Fox Kids and stuff like that, like way back when.
Great
Cartoon Network, YTV, all that kind of stuff for the Canadians.
Yeah.
All of that stuff stemmed from your superheroes, all of the television shows that you loved watching, like the OG XMen. I remember watching that as a kid.
Great.
And that's like the concept of what we thought, at least what I thought, was a superhero at that point in time. But now that I'm getting older, and then I'm not in so much of like cartoons and comic books and stuff like that, the closest thing I get to it is probably video games. But now that I'm really starting to think about who is a superhero, it could be realistically anybody. Like anybody that is somewhat important to you and maybe has made somewhat of a change in your life. And not to take too much away from like the Supermans and the Ninja Turtles and all that kind of stuff that we're going to get into. But definitely now that I'm older, there's people that probably in my life that I would consider my own superhero. So
and it's interesting you mentioned that it's in relation to your life, because it could be like a normal person, that could be because realistically, like these superheroes that in these comics, I know for Stan Lee's point, he based it a lot on what's going on in the world. So I know because I know in XMen specifically, he based Magneto off of Malcolm X. And
really,
Professor X after Martin Luther King.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And then the mutants were basically people of color or anyone that wasn't.
Wow, that's huge. I had no idea.
So basically, if you were, so he was just relating in those times, and then he just thought, what, I'll turn this into a comic book to show that these people are much more heroic than they appear. And then, Magneto on the side, like he's considered a villain, but at the same time, he's fighting for mutants to show that, in
the extreme. He was the extreme character.
That to show that, these mutants are not just like you, they are superior. And whereas Professor X is like, no, you guys are, you at this, and, you may be considered mutants, but you're human beings at the end of the day.
Carlos, I think you just ruined X-Men for all the racists.
Well, I don't give a fucking shit. Fuck you, motherfuckers. I don't care, you bitch ass hoes. Even though you KKKs have capes. Does that
Oh no.
Oh,
you were the one exception.
Okay, I'm just saying they have capes, so do they it's like,
oh man.
I'm just saying, I'm here to save the day, except for you goddamn you niggers and all the goddamn those Chinese, except for you Chinese motherfuckers. And then he just like, I'm Cambodian, sir. Good. There's no need to, what? I'll just drop. I'm just gonna fall off the building. It's okay. You don't have to.
Where's the next Jackie Chan movie?
Yeah, so it's fine. So it's But yeah, no, it's I don't care if they ruin it for the racists. Fuck those dudes. I don't give a shit. Racist. What do you have to be racist for? It's 2021. What is we're fighting for equality and shit. Like, guys, get it together.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
X-Men doesn't need your money anyway.
Damn straight, bitch, ho. But yeah, when you think of X-Men, what's the one superhero that comes to mind?
I think because during our time, I think there was like certain characters that were big. There was definitely like, it was weird because X-Men for me was more like a cartoon during the early 90s.
That's
how like the OG X-Men.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden there was kind of like this break in between. I don't know what the hell I was watching.
Right.
There was like Pokemon or fucking Super
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Saiyans or Yu-Gi-Oh or fucking Dragon Ball Z or something like that. But then when that first X-Men movie came out with like Storm as Halle Berry, I think.
Yes.
Like Cyclops,
that was
like
a big deal.
Yeah, it was huge.
Oh,
like absolutely huge. And it probably did really, really well back in like I don't remember where it came out.
2000,
but that had to be the biggest bring like into modern day from the early 90s of X-Men, which is fucking huge.
Oh, insane. I remember watching that. I watched the original X-Men like like a trillion times as a kid. Just like, oh, this is really cool. And now we're at the point where superhero movies are like a constant thing. They come out every fucking year now.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and they do
like
well.
10 movies every year, and now they're successful as fuck at it. So it's great.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. So who's a hero to you, Ryan? Doesn't have to be it could just be a random hero. Who's a hero to you? Oh dear.
You know what? We're not gonna get into this yet.
Why?
We're gonna talk about X-Men for a second.
Okay, all right. We'll
You
talk
need
about.
to tell me who your favorite X-Men is.
My favorite?
Yeah.
It's no secret. Mr. Wolverine himself.
Mr. Wolverine.
He's probably my favorite. I found out recently that he's like 5'5".
Wait, like the actual
like 5
character?
foot, like the comic book character.
The comic book character's 5'5".
Like 5'5" or like 5'2" or 5'5", one of those two. So he's a short motherfucker. But man, oh man, but he's great. He's slicing and dicing motherfuckers. Canadian. That's always a plus.
He was supposed to be Canadian in the show, right?
He's in the comic, yeah. Wow. He is Canadian in the comic and in the.
That's hype.
Yes. So that's a big shout out to that. And people think that Logan is his birthday, but it's not.
What is it?
James Howlett.
James Howlett.
That is his
So where
birthday.
does Logan come from?
Logan is the name that he got when he was in the army.
Oh, does it have it in
the
the original Wolverine movie or Wolverine movie with Hugh Jackman?
Mm-hmm.
Like the OG one from the early 2000s?
Yeah. So it's on his hat. Yeah. So just interesting fact there that Wolverine, the GOAT Canadian superhero. I don't know any bigger Canadian superheroes than, Deadpool's probably up there. He's also Canadian too.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is he Canadian?
Well, I don't know.
Is it Ryan Reynolds? Is that why?
No, because in the comics he is way before Ryan Reynolds. He is a Canadian superhero.
Wow, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, you're learning new.
So Stan Lee, just like Stan Lee created Deadpool, and
he created Spider-Man, X-Men, Avengers, Captain America, the Hulk, Deadpool. Wow. Yeah. Well, did he create the? He had a hand in it. I don't know if he created Deadpool, but he definitely had a hand in it. Yeah, he created a big chunk of Marvel human superheroes. But yeah, in terms of Canadians, I know Wolverine and Deadpool are the biggest ones. I don't know if I'm missing. I don't believe I'm missing anybody, but those are the two popular ones movie-wise. But yeah, Wolverine for me in X-Men, that's my go-to right there.
Cool.
Storm is pretty good. That's an African.
She's got the beautiful hair,
beautiful, great white hair,
stunning hair.
She's got
a wonderful outfit.
Accent is fantastic.
She's got a great smile.
Yeah,
but then makes your world turn.
Legitly, weather-wise, legit. Just
she makes a brighter day. My God.
No pun intended. You're
hit me up, Storm.
You're flirting with a comic book character. Keep it in your pants.
Oh man.
But yeah, that's X-Men, man. You just you learn about this history shit, and then you just realize, like, damn, these comic books they make a bigger impact than you thought it would, you know?
So what was your favorite comic book character or like comic book superhero growing up
Overall,
like
Batman.
end all be all Batman. Why is it Batman?
I've always had an interest in like mystery and like, you know, like the whole, you know, detective work. And you know, they call Batman like the greatest detective, like the, you know, he's a good detective, you know, he kicks ass, he's human, he's the only human to ever beat Superman in a fight on multiple occasions. And you know, he's a smart guy, man. He's a smart guy. He's just, you know, he's just on top of everything. Like even when he meets a new superhero, he finds out their weakness right from that first day. And then just in case that superhero acts up, he'll use that weakness against you. Like, don't test me, bitch. I fucking know about you, bro. But yeah, just even the backstory about it was like, you know, how he started.
He's an orphan.
He was, well, I mean, he had his parents, but they were murdered at the outside of like the opera. And he watched that shit, and he's just like, I'm not. That's not gonna fly with me. I need to kill fucking stop motherfuckers from doing that shit. And then even the villains he has, like Joker, was like fucking one of the greatest villains
of all time
ever. Just like he's an absolute psychopath, which people don't really express in the movies, by the way. Like Joker is a sick motherfucker. Like he's killed children, like, you know, freaking he laughed at people with, you know, cancer and shit. Like he's a twisted mofo. And you know, the fact that it's interesting because Batman doesn't kill. That's his whole thing. Like he will not kill people, but yet, you know, he'll arrest Joker, he escapes, and then he continues killing. So that's like, you're like, dude, like just kill me. End it. End it all. If you want the problem to stop, what are you doing, my guy? Like you're gonna arrest me. I'm just gonna go to prison. I'll escape. I'll slit someone's throat, and I'll think nothing of it and escape.
And you're gonna come back.
You're gonna come back for me. Why do you do this to yourself? You know, that's legit like, the definition.
You're killing the city.
Yeah, you're killing the city. I'm not doing it. You think I want this? You think I want to do this? I'm getting tired already. I just killed like 5 motherfuckers in the back right just now, and I felt nothing of it. And I'm like, all right, he'll just catch me. I'm not gonna give up this shit.
Definitely, before we jump off of, you know, the Joker topic, one of the best and only probably superhero movies I've ever really watched was the Joker with Joaquin.
You like that, really?
I loved it.
Really?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was beautiful. Beautiful movie. That could have been about just a person with like mental illness, and it would have been a beautiful movie.
Because it's a telling story about how the Joker came to be in there. It's not really, that's not how it came about in the comics, but it's an interesting take on how the Joker came to be. You know, spoiler alert, just in case if anyone hasn't watched it, but please watch it. It's on Netflix. It's a pretty decent movie. You know, with you know, his mother lying to him about you know, a few shit in his life. You know, confronting the person who's supposedly his father but really isn't. You know, being you know, fired from his job, and you know, just you know, thinking people really liked him, but they really didn't. It's just society turned him away, and he had no choice but to, you know, turn to this life of crime and villainy in order to really be accepted. And at the end of shoot, you can see all these people cheering him on and shit. You know, he made his point and just like, look, you know, I tried so hard to be something, you know, but people just like kept shunning me away. And in order for me to be accepted, I need to be that change to really, you know, to, you know, do shit like killing people in order to get attention. And you know, at the end of the day, you know, at the end of the shot, you know, you see all these people cheering him, and you know, he was about to get arrested, but they just like, no, free him. He speaks the truth.
The one thing I gotta throw out there is those dudes that are like super obsessed with Joker and get like all like the super tattoos and like take social media pictures of yourself dressed up as a Joker and quotes of him and shit. That's kind of weird.
That's odd.
That's odd. I don't like, you do you,
right?
You know, keep going.
Freedom of speech.
But I think it's a little bit odd.
But at the end of the day, you kind of need psychiatric help.
That's just I think it's kind of odd.
The Joker is a fucking psychopathic killer at the end of the day. Get it together.
And like, it's like the equivalent for the you know, people that, you know, idolize Harley Quinn as like the I don't know.
I'm just gonna come with fun facts at all today. So fun facts about Harley Quinn. In the Batman the animated series, Harley Quinn debuted in that show. So she wasn't in the comic books before. But due to the popularity in the show, they added her into the comics after.
Wow. That's huge.
That's quite big. And then she has that Joyzy accent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So so then they added her to the comics afterwards. So that usually doesn't happen, right? You're in the comics first and then you get adapted. But then, you know, due to the popularity from the show, she's like, you know what? Let's make her a main character in the Batman series and go from there. Yeah. Interesting. You know, it's funny how you mentioned, you know, real life, how people get tattoos and shit. Because because Joker, you know, as fucked up as he is, he can relate to people in real life.
Definitely.
I know, what's his name? Gypsy something. Fuck. We were just talking about him this week in our group chat. Gypsy Crusader. I was just gonna look him up.
I don't know.
So Gypsy Crusader is a online YouTube. I want to say not a YouTuber, but he basically goes on site like Omegle. You know what Omegle is?
Yes.
Yeah. So you but for those who don't know, it's a website where you basically turn on your webcam and you can chat with random strangers online. So he goes on there and basically chats with these random people, but he basically tells them how. Yeah, there's a kicker. He's dressed up in a Joker costume, and basically he admits that he is a extreme, like, alt-right racist. Like he's not a fan of the blacks.
Deep down, he actually is.
No, like he openly admits it that he is.
But it's not an act.
No, he legit. Wow. Like he has like Nazi memorabilia in his home. He is against blacks, the Jews, the whole. If he ain't white, he ain't right, basically. Why is that funny?
Because how ridiculous that is. The dude literally be bothering people on Omegle that are just trying to meet people out there.
You know,
maybe like, show their titty or something like that.
Uh-oh. And then he'll just be like, not
yeah, but
a black titty, but
it's like, I don't get it. That's the type of dude I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's like you dress up as a Joker, relate it to your own kind of story. And I think that's another topic that we should probably kind of touch upon, where people like idolize these like fake stories, which is nothing wrong with that, because we've been doing that as humans. That's how we do, folk tale. That's the kind of stem away from it. So like, made up stories or like nonfiction or fiction stories that are created, and people use those stories to be able to kind of, reminisce or like relate to and stuff like that. But that's an extreme fucking way to do it.
Oh, 100%.
Like, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, the way he put it is, that basically he has always been like a conservative. And basically he was at this protest one time. It was there was the Proud Boys, who are the far right, and then the Antifa, who's far left. And basically Antifa really fucked his shit up at the time, and he was scared to his life. He was being attacked, and he was scared for his life. And so from then on, his hatred towards people of other races, those who consider themselves left, grew from then on. And so that's why he went on Omegle to spread, I wouldn't say spread, because I guess spread. He was talking to people, just explaining, why he feels the way he does. And then while he's doing this shit, people from Antifa would call his boss, his management, to let him know what he's doing. And he got fired from a few jobs because of it. Yeah. He had to, get guns in his homes because he felt that he was being attacked. They called his family, threatened his family. But recently he was actually arrested for gun charges, where he had a lot of guns in his home.
Was he dressed as a Joker while he was getting arrested?
I don't think so. I don't know. That would have been interesting.
That would have been really interesting.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's just that, so apparently there's a word going around. He's facing 30 years because of it. But yeah, I mean, the reason why he dresses as a Joker is because people just want to be a part of something. They want something to look at, to relate to, right? Because without, something to be a part of or something to relate to, you'll feel like you're alone, and no one wants to be alone. And in his case, he just feels like, I've had this happen to me. The Joker has that happen to them. There is similarities between he and I, and
Yeah.
that's why I'm, this way, and that's why he appreciates a character like the Joker. But I mean, the Joker kills people for fun and entertainment.
Yeah.
So I mean, you need to get your
don't idolize that.
No, that's there are much better people to do it, to idolize, But yeah, that's Gypsy Crusader is his name. Interesting videos that he has. Like there's like compilations on Omi or YouTube that you can find where he's talking to people. It's like, do I feel bad for him? But at the same time, he 100% brought it on himself based on his views. Like, if you're gonna hate people just for who they are, then obviously, you're not gonna be liked. But yeah, Joker, Batman. Dun 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 dun. What's the best superhero theme song that you know of?
It's got to be a tie between the OG X-Men cartoon.
That's a great
that
one.
Weird like trance, like that kind of shit. And then I think like just the OG Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That stuff was so iconic, and I think even when I was younger, you bump it on the radio or you hear it at a random, like you'd be eating like.
And you're just like,
it was hype.
No,
so that was definitely, and that's another thing about like cartoons, how they've promoted like there's so much more to just the character in itself. Obviously, the character is the main part, but then like it goes into like the color and like the cartoon, and then like even like theme songs and like music and stuff like that. So like even though we only realistically think of superheroes being just like that's the kid in the movie or a movie or a cartoon or something like that, there's so much that goes into this. And like outside of like just to bring into that, outside of just the superhero aspect in itself, the amount of like money that is it Disney that's making these?
Marvel,
yeah. So then like Disney's killing it in relation to money, and then people need jobs and stuff like that to be able to kind of promote this kind of stuff. Huge industry. That's great for society in itself to be able to kind of like have something to relate to, like you said, other than the far extreme, but you're still free to. But it's crazy how far superheroes and that kind of stuff has came. What about you? What's your favorite theme song?
The Power Rangers theme song.
How does it even go? The original.
Go Power Rangers! Down. That. Yeah, man, dude. It's about freaking teenagers that fucking, he specifically said, we're looking for teenagers with attitude. So apparently the NWA wasn't available at this time. So they're just like, let's go with these white kids.
Man, we'll take anyone at y'all.
So they're just like, oh, we'll take this white kids with this one black dude, to obviously even out the whole racial equality shit, and then just bring it over here. We'll give them these motherfucking powers, and we'll beat them motherfucking monsters outside. Let's go. Let's get the motherfuckers. And they're like, I have calculus and a bit. I don't give a shit. Let's go. Beat them niggas' ass. And then they go out and then they call out their freaking robots and shit. And then Power Rangers, dude. That's the show right there. That's the shit.
Wasn't there like a weird statistic or like a weird stat that the OG Black Ranger didn't have a thumb or something like that?
He was missing one of his fingers.
Yes. And then like every time that you watched him do something in the show, he would never really show that he was missing a finger. You never really noticed it. And then I think you showed me, and please go Google this because it's actually pretty funny when you think about it. Now that if you go watch like some of the old scenes of like the OG Power Rangers kind of stuff, you see him hiding, his finger.
So you think he'd be representing the West Side when he's freaking fighting? It's like West Coast, y'all. Like, oh, he's representing the tug life. I respect that. But then when he puts on the gloves, he has all fingers intact. I just dropped my coat. I don't give a fucking shit. Power Rangers, baby. But yeah, those are my, in terms of like my kid show all-time favorite, Power Rangers is definitely up there. Like, bro, like they put on a suit. They're not indestructible because every time a sword cuts them, sparks fly out. Like, I want to do that shit. Cool. Imagine you walking down the street, you're like, give me your money. And I'm just like, no. Bitch, oh shit. Sparks flying out and shit. Yo, what the fuck was that? You know? And then, bro, Power Rangers was where it's at, man. And then they had robots, dude. They had robots. You could just summon a robot, and then you could just fucking step on homeboy with a knife, and then call it.
And Godzilla type
man. Monsters and shit, and they whoop their ass. Power Rangers, man, and they're teenagers like we were back in the day. You know,
relatable.
You know, don't you just wish clothes in your locker, and then you hear that beep on your your watch there. You're like, yes, my time has come. It's time to fucking save the world, dude. But not the world, really, only in wherever they were. So in the United States, so that's where they're only saving. They're not really saving the world. It was only the United States that was always ever in danger. That's what I noticed. They never really go to Japan and solve their problems. They don't go to Iraq and solve the fucking, where are the Power Rangers then? Why aren't they solving issues like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, where were they when fucking Dave Chappelle was fucking saying all that shit? Fight that shit, bitch. You need to get their they just like go down there and just like, hey, Dave, not cool what you said. Or, hey, the LGBTQ community, relax a little bit. Yeah, just, I'm just saying, there's bigger issues. There's bigger issues. But yeah, Power Rangers was a go-to for me, man. That theme and the show itself was.
Is it still big now?
It's still going.
Yeah,
still going. I think almost as old as we are, man.
That's
28 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. It's nuts. Fucking Power Rangers, man. That's great. Is there like a corny superhero that you don't like?
That I don't like?
You don't like you don't understand why the hell they're a superhero? I don't get it.
I don't know, like Ant-Man, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, I've never even really watched those Avengers things, but like him just kind of like shrinking himself into a little tiny. And out of respect, I haven't watched that movie because I know they had a couple of movies on Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to watch them, but I think that the concept of Ant-Man in comparison to like a guy like Superman or the Hulk or something like that isn't all that, but I guess it's a good balance.
So I don't know. What if he just shrinks in and goes into your ear and then he fucking, grabs your cerebral cortex and fucking just grabs it in and then you start like doing like the fucking some sick dance moves. He makes you do some dance moves, like makes you start punching yourself. And then that's it. Man. That's it has its peaks. He also grows really tall too.
Does he?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
See, I don't know.
He can do that. And then that's when the Power Rangers comes in after, solving world hunger, apparently, because they don't do that shit. And then, that's when they go fight him. But yeah, he does grow increasingly big. That's literally all his power. And he speaks to ants.
He speaks to ants.
He can control the ants. Why is that funny? Why is that funny? He's trying.
Ants are super sick, man. Ants in colonies, like
wow.
Ant farms from like the 90s, how people had like those ant farms.
You're being really condescending right now.
It's good shit.
You're being really condescending. Really condescending.
Paul Rudd. Is it Paul Rudd?
Yeah, it's
Paul Rudd, man. You do a good job.
Yeah.
So I apologize. I'm not gonna take that away from you.
All right. Okay. That's fine. Is there like a superhero movie that you like thoroughly, like you said that Joker was the best one you enjoyed?
Joker's definitely one of the like better or probably best superhero movies I've seen, but really that movie wasn't even really considered a superhero movie. I don't think it was like
it was just a backstory. Nothing really superhero-y about it. It's a drama.
Yeah, it was more of a drama
thriller.
Like, and me, I've kind of grown out of like liking that kind of stuff or finding it entertaining. I'll definitely watch it if it's on. and I know how big the industry is because it's huge. And like, you know, things like Endgame, all of those like Winter Soldier movies and stuff like that are coming out nowadays are fucking massive. And I understand that, but it's not as it was when I was a kid kind of thing. So I'm not as interested, but I think Joker definitely did a wonderful job on exactly how the origins of that kind of stuff came out. And I would love to, maybe there is like an origins Superman movie, and like I definitely the OG, like the origins of like Wolverine, that was a pretty good movie. I think I watched that a while ago. That kind of stuff. So I guess I'm more interested in the previous story until it's like now you're who you are. Like, man, I don't really get it. I don't
like, we know who you are, dude. Like, fine. But what made you who you are?
Who's your daddy?
Yeah. Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy?
Who's your daddy?
Just bite your lips while you ask that question. Like, what? Ugh. So, I mean, have you seen Logan?
Maybe.
I think you'd enjoy Logan.
Maybe.
I think you'd like Logan. Logan was a great movie. It wasn't really superhero-esque, but like it really was like it had, you know, superhero scene, like not really superhero scene, but like it was, but it's a good, like, acting wise, and like it's just storytelling. It was a very good movie. I think you'd like it.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's not really too superhero-y, but no, it's
I'll check it out.
Yeah, it fits the vibe. I thought it was better than Joker for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will check that out.
Logan was fantastic. You should definitely check that out. It's about the homie Wolverine. You can't go wrong. That's Canada, right?
Canadian.
You support Canadians.
He's Canadian.
Yeah. What can you do? Have you seen Deadpool since you support Canadians?
Definitely not.
Why?
I don't know. I've just never.
He's Canadian.
I've never.
The actor and the actual character.
Shout out to Deadpool and shout out to those movies. I just haven't given them a chance.
You're missing out, dude.
I feel like I am missing out on those.
Because the first ones are very fun. Even the second one too. They're both very funny movies. Ryan Reynolds, man. You can't go wrong with Ryan Reynolds. You know, he's good. Is representation important in superheroes for you? Like, if you were to see a Cambodian superhero, would that be important to you? Is that important as a kid growing
up?
Hell
no.
Oh
no. I could care less.
Oh shit.
I could care less about a Cambodian superhero.
Yikes.
What are you gonna do? Cook some rice?
Oh Jesus Christ. Oh shit.
What are you gonna do? Sell our land to the Chinese? I'm just playing, man.
Ooh, you went there. Ooh. Hey, cut that out.
You're gonna steal $2 billion from the Cambodian people and society and spend it on a watch? No, I'm just playing.
Oh,
that's actually what's going on in Cambodia right now. It's fucked up.
Holy fuck. And then you're joking. Hey, cut that out. Leave that girl alone. It's like, what? What are you gonna do about it? I got this rice cooker over here, and then I have a deal going on. The Chinese are gonna make a lot of money. Oh Jesus, Ryan!
No.
Why?
I don't know. It just
you didn't really, you know, grow up just like, oh fuck, he looks like me. Maybe.
No, definitely not.
Wow.
I never cared for that. I don't know, man. I never really cared for like representation. So when we talk about, you know, things like, I know one of the topics that I think we've brought it up in a couple of previous episodes where we talk about like how mainstream media is trying to bring in like modern day representation into cartoons. So things like, was it Spider-Man's son or Superman's son? So Superman's son is considered bisexual. And then things like how they did, not Gandalf, but the guy from Harry Potter. The old wizard dude from Harry Potter.
Oh, okay. I don't know that.
I forget his name, but in the Harry Potter movies, he's like the OG wizard, and how they made him like gay or something like that. I think
was he?
Or Gandalf was gay or something like that. It was something like
the actor who played Gandalf was gay.
But I think they came out afterwards and said, "Hey, he was supposed to be gay" or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know if J.K. Rowling like admitted it or something, but
she's
I
Team
remember.
Turf.
What's that?
So, what does that stand for again?
Team Turf.
Well, Dave Chappelle talks about it in his special because she got pretty canceled on her.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Few.
It was the whole he/she thing, right? That she was.
Ooh.
Wasn't it?
How you? Transsexual, I believe is the term.
No, but she was like, oh, like if you're a he and you're a she, then that's the argument.
So
no, I'm not saying anything against that, but yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, TERF stands for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminist. So
I've never even heard of that.
I know what, until that special, I have not
never heard of that in my entire life.
TERF? What the hell is that?
If somebody knows a little bit more information,
so it's just like it's just women that are bothered by the fact that men are, accepting themselves as women.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, I had no clue that was a thing.
So there's a group of women, like naturally born women,
cisgender, I believe,
cisgender women, and then they don't like it that men are saying that they're women.
Yes.
Wow. Interesting.
So yeah, they they get together and they have meetings saying they took our jobs, and then shit like that.
TERF gang,
wow. Man. Yeah. And Dave Chappelle outright said that he's team TERF. Then the LGBTQ community didn't like that. Henceforth, the protest. Yeah, that's a toughie. Again, we're not going to dive into it too much. We're going to keep it superhero-y. But yes, going on with
yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't mean anything to me.
Really?
Even like I remember like Shang-Chi came out recently and I still haven't seen that, but I know a lot of people are raving about it because like, oh, like Asian superheroes. It's like, man, Jet Li, Jackie Chan were my Asian superheroes growing up. Those guys made it into like the DMX movies and like fucking modern day movies, like when Rumble in the Bronx came out, like fucking
great movie, top 5 martial
all
arts
that kind of shit was fucking wild. So like, we're gonna get into this eventually, who we think are fucking modern day superheroes or like the superheroes of our time.
Yeah.
But definitely, I never really even thought about representation in relation to bringing in Asian people as superheroes or like a Cambodian person as a superhero. But I get why I guess people would think is important or needs it for it to be important, so I get that, but doesn't mean shit to me, so I could care less.
Fascinating.
What about you?
Well, I mean, I didn't really pay attention to it as a kid growing up because I just thought about who had the coolest powers. But then I remember watching do you remember Static Shock?
Oh yeah.
Black dude. I don't understand how that's relevant. We here at the blank, or I here at the blank, don't, colors is not really, but to him apparently, yes, Static Shock.
He was the black dude.
Yeah, Static Shock was the teenager black dude, had the white friend there that assisted him. So there's a few superheroes that popped in that made cameos. So Batman, Superman came through and shit. But there was one new superhero that they made. I forgot his name, but they called him like the human spider or something. He was from Ghana, West Africa. And
really? Oh shit!
Interesting. I'm from Ghana, West Africa.
That's dope.
And then I'm like, oh, okay, so that's interesting to see that Ghanaians are being represented as heroes too. And I forget what his powers was, but he dressed up like Zorro. And he was a pretty useless superhero because when fucking Superman came in, like he was, you can go back to Ghana. I got it from here, kiddo. And just like fucking laser beam the shit. Fucking just
let me turn back time.
Yeah, let me turn back time. Do you want to see it? I can reverse what I just did. You are not needed here, pal. But I mean, like, yeah, no, I think that it's I don't know if it's important, but it's nice to see that we're more inclusive in terms of people being seen, people reflecting, seeing themselves, in these heroes. So like, when someone is a bisexual, or I don't know, I get it. Like, I mean, I'm not I don't identify as any of those sexualities that they consider themselves, but I get it that the more inclusion that we have as superheroes, the more people want to reflect and see themselves in. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's somewhat important.
Yeah, no,
but at the same time, like the story has to make sense.
Well said. Yeah, honestly, that was something I didn't really even think of because I never really connected with any kind of cartoon on that kind of basis. But like you said, for the individuals that happen to feel a certain way about this and then feel included with that cartoon, and they can relate to it, and it's like, hey, like that person's from where I'm from. Like if you hear about Like the same way that I'll hear about like, you know, freaking Chris Boucher being from Montreal, playing on the NBA, or like Banton being from Rexdale, and like we're pretty much like down the street from this dude. He made it to the NBA. I guess that's the same kind of concept where it's like, yo, we can make it too.
Yeah.
So
it's anything.
Yeah, that's actually.
So if I want to fly off the goddamn building, I think I can do it because Homeboy did it, and then you know, the people will attend my funeral and realize that I'm a fucking idiot for flying off the building. But yeah.
So, well, I guess one question to bring it back to the X-Men, because like, do you think that the X-Men would have been as popular if it was an all black, like, group
back when it was? No.
Or do you think Stan Lee had any intention to say, hey, this isn't going to do as well if I mimic what I think it should be, like if it's like, you know, Malcolm X and like Martin Luther, and then like a black community of like, you know, superior beings, or do I have to make it white people in like, you know, I have to make white characters for it to be successful?
Well, I think at the time, white characters are, you know, I know because those were like the early days of Marvel, so white characters is all they had to do, or else it would not get published. So Stan Lee had to find a way to, you know, express that, you know, these colored people matter too. So they did it in a way of like, you know what, let's represent them as mutants with powers that help people, that really show that, you know, they can, you know, assist people with their everyday life, you know, even when they're in danger, that, you know, these people have your back as well. But even though they're different, they're equal to them. So I know that, you know, at the time he couldn't do the whole, you know, oh, I'm a black superhero, but you know, he took a risk with it. So instead of, you know, adding white people to the X-Men, he would create his own superhero. So he'd create Black Panther, he created Luke Cage, you know, Storm obviously was added into the X-Men. So yeah, things like that is just, you know, it's just at the time, I don't think it would have been as successful. It's just, you know, at the, you know, there's still, you know, the little bit of segregation going on, but yeah, no, like he truly just, you know, he just truly found a way to, although they are not visibly there, he wanted to represent colored people or people who are not white in some way. Yeah, that's why I say it. Yeah.
Would you consider Stan Lee a superhero himself?
100%. I mean, the amount of, you know, someone who, it's not even about the people or the superheroes he created himself. It's someone who had a passion for something, who wanted to, you know, present it to the world, and people who follow through with it. You know what I mean? It's just a matter, like I'm going back again, you know, it's a matter of the fact that he can have this representation in his superheroes, express it to show that, you know, regardless of what you are or who you are, you can be anything, right? So he literally, you know, he just drew comic books for a living. Like no one would think that, you know, that shit paid, especially back in his day. If you weren't in a factory or in an office, what the hell are you doing? You're not making money. So he's in an office creating comic books for a living. What the hell is that? How is he going to make money from that? And so he, you know, he's someone who, you know, explored his passion. He went through with it, went in all the way, and then he made something of himself. And now he's a goddamn legend. He's the superhero of superheroes. You know what I mean?
He's a legend. Like
yeah, 100%. You know, rest in peace, man. You know, created some of the greatest heroes of all time, and just really explored his passion, went through with it. And, you know, that should be a message to anybody out there that's listening. Even if you're not listening, or eventually if you will listen to this, if you have a passion, you know, go follow through with it. Be persistent. Even though people may say no to you, I want to remind you, they said no to Spider-Man. They said no to, you know, Captain, you know, the Avengers. They legit laughed at him when they presented Spider-Man. Now look at Spider-Man now. Now look at just all the heroes that have come out to being that, you know, they thought it was a joke. If you have something and you feel that it's a good idea, and if you're persistent, you can achieve it, and you can make it, and you can go through with it.
Beautifully said.
Thank you, sir.
Beautiful.
Yes.
I don't even need to say anything. That was perfect.
That's the end of the show. Fuck off. Sue getting to the death of me. That's a real hero. Send up to the set. Sue. No, I'm not gonna do that. But Yeah, man. Those are superheroes to man. Do you have a top 5 superheroes? Can you even list any? Like it does. You like don't even list don't think comic books. Think video games. Think Chrono Trigger. You like Chrono Trigger?
Oh yeah, Chrono Trigger is like, but I don't know. I never really like
Paid attention to the
too much. Yeah,
wow.
I never really did.
What's
never.
with you, dude?
I don't know. I just never did.
Do you not have an imagination?
No, I don't. Diamond Dallas Page is my
Jesus.
Man, fucking Sting from the top rope, man.
Oh my god.
Billy Kidman.
Okay. Jesus.
But I think at a younger generation, like I was never really huge on cartoons. Definitely it was a big part of growing up. It was kind of the inevitable. It was just part of like, learning about cartoons, action figures, stuff that you get for, presents and stuff like that. You're just surrounded by it. It is what it is at that point in time, but I was never really huge into it. So like for me, when I think the term superhero, I obviously do think about Superman and like all of like the concept of what like North America has kind of told us from when we were younger, like these are what superheroes are. But then to get back into the original topic that I wanted to eventually go back into was that there are, human beings that 100% can be considered superheroes of modern day. The people that are all working their asses off to be able to kind of, put, 10% of their salary towards charity. All the people that are working super hard in fucking food banks, frontline workers, you guys are on another level of in relation to what we happen to be doing kind of thing. So outside of the whole cartoon aspect, outside of me growing up watching cartoons, buying action figures, I've come to a point in my life where we realize and we have to kind of notice the people that are doing super great things in the world. Whether you're planting trees for your summers, stuff like that, anything to do good in the world, you definitely deserve the superhero star.
True.
And I think that it doesn't stretch out. It doesn't have to be anything, superior. You don't have to be the strongest person in the world or the fastest, even though Usain Bolt's a fucking G.
Yes.
But in this case, it's kind of like those are the things that I've kind of learned over time where there's certain individuals, like I would consider my mom a superhero kind of thing, So me getting older, that's where I'm kind of going towards. Not to take away from the whole aspect of like Stan Lee and cartoons and stuff like that we grew up with, but me growing up and just really truly respecting other individuals and seeing the effort that they happen to put in life, especially just spreading goodness. Like I'm hoping that even this podcast, Carlos and I do somewhat of a job to either make you smile or make you laugh or spread some good in the world, promote some cool stuff with our recommendations, learn something new, whatever it may be. I hope that in some aspect, maybe we become, somewhat our half of a superhero.
As the ones that we grew up watching.
Yeah, for the things that we grew up watching. So that's, my kind of point on that.
Yeah.
But what about you? Can you give me like a top 5 or like a top top 5 in relation to anything in the world? It could be like, a doctor, it could be fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin, Mankind.
Fuck that. I'm gonna keep it superhero. That's you got all cheesy and shit about the real life shit. I'm gonna keep it all imagination wise. All right. Let's go. Here's Carlos's top 5 superheroes. All right. Number 5. We're gonna go with Deadpool. That's Canada.
And then give me like 2 or 3 sentences or however long you want.
Okay.
On why.
Deadpool is fucking indestructible. He cannot die.
Why is that?
They fucking mutated his genetics. He had cancer. And they mutated him.
That's cool.
And then every time he gets stabbed and shit, it just regenerates quickly. And
Piccolo.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, chop my arm off.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
4th, Goku from Dragon Ball Z.
That was definitely something we need to mention at least one point in time. So.
Yeah. Just he's a horrible father in my opinion, but overall is a fantastic fighter and superhero, but yeah, he needs to see his kids more often. He fights a bit too much.
He's got a wife at home too.
Yeah, a wife at home. Fuck that. Fuck her, bro. Yeah, she's all useless. So picking on the kids and shit to go in education. No, I'm just saying, Gohan was a motherfucking. He was legit on par to be. You know, he was gonna be the greatest shit in the history.
Yeah, wasn't he supposed to be?
He was
like
supposed to be the guy because Goku was dead.
Yeah.
Goku was dead, and Gohan was supposed to be the guy. But this bitch wants him to go to school and shit. Whereas the fucking, there's a motherfucking spirit bomb on the way to the planet, and this bitch wants him to read the goddamn books. Fuck Chi-Chi. If you're, fuck you. But yeah, Goku, number 4.
Number 3.
The Green Power Ranger from Power Rangers. He's fantastic. He's a hero of mine.
Luscious long hair too.
Great hair.
Kind of like Fabio hair.
Yeah.
Like Michael Bolton hair.
Michael Bolton.
Is it Michael Bolton?
I can go the distance. Yeah. Was Wolverine in there? Did I say Wolverine?
Nope, you didn't say Wolverine.
Wolverine will be in there. He's number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Give me the last one. Give me
Batman.
Batman.
That's my top 5.
Beautiful.
But I just want to say overall, the greatest superhero comic book wise of all time, the blueprint, the person who you cannot, there would legit be no other superheroes without him, is Superman. You cannot tell me
so
otherwise.
He's like
he is the
poster boy
yes.
of superheroes.
He is legit the blueprint.
Nothing else
you look
be...
at Superman, you're like, okay, how can we differentiate from him? Because he's the indestructible, super strength, super speed, laser pointer eyes, shit. And he has the weakness of kryptonite. Like kryptonite is that weakness. Yeah. When you think of superhero weaknesses, kryptonite. Because if you're able to take down superheroes,
it's even a term.
Yeah, it's a term.
That is my kryptonite.
Yeah.
Beer is my kryptonite.
Right.
Lupe.
Oh, Jesus. Let's not get into that. That's another episode.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Tune in for the episode where it's an intervention for Ryan. Jesus. Do you have a top 5 of real life superheroes? It doesn't like just heroes of yours?
Just people that I look up to?
Yeah.
Well, we already know the first one, so it's definitely Lupe. I think Lupe does a great job in relation to creating art for the world. And it's not only just music that he happens to do. He directs his own kind of projects, clothing line, which I know a lot of rappers and people happen to be getting into. He does his own clothing. Just sharing culture. He's a really big Japanese kind of culture dude. So you learn a lot about kind of his stuff. And I think he does a great job in, for a pro-vax person. He does a great job in actually promoting the vaccine and putting out facts for people to be able to learn. And I'm sure that there's people that have listened to his IG lives and stuff like that, that have listened and be like, you know what, okay, maybe the vaccine is a good thing. And him himself, he's somewhat of a humanitarian. Like I know he has a lot of money in a certain project where he's taking, and I forget what this project is called, but I think it's called Safe Water, where it is these designated machines that you can put into a high humid or any sort of environment realistically, and it will take the water molecules from the air and then make it into drinkable water. This fucking machine. So himself has money in this, and he's personally gone to certain small villages in Africa and certain places like India, where he'll go install these machines that can't get fresh water. So these machines pretty much have it looks like a big fucking solar panel or something like that. Yeah. And it pulls the I think it's the hydrogen and oxygen molecules from the air and then makes drinkable water for you to be able to drink. And he's trying to make it modern, so that people, instead of having to go to your sink realistically to get water, or water bottles, that you could have one of these in your house so that you can simply just generate drinkable water from the fucking air.
Well, shit.
So things like that. Lupe is just he's just another dude, man. Aside from his music, because I don't even want to get into his music right now, but him, Kobe Bryant, Jackie Chan, Will Smith.
That's 4. No, wait. Lupe, Jackie Chan, Will Smith. That's 3. Am I missing someone?
Lupe.
No, wait. You said Lupe, Kobe Bryant, Jackie
Jackie
Chan, Will
Chan,
Smith. Okay,
Will
so that's for one more.
And God. I gotta thank God.
Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. That's who. In the name of Jesus. Oh my God. Oh boy, we're gonna go into that. Yeah. Oh dear.
Save yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll throw my mom in there.
Okay.
My mom's
nice.
Yeah, I love my mama.
Nice.
So,
nice.
What about you? Give me 5. Give me 5.
Real life heroes.
Real life heroes.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Let's see, people who I looked up to. So yeah, Jay-Z's definitely up there. I'll put my mom in there. She's a hero of mine.
Love you, Miss Luce.
And let's see who else would say is a real life superhero. Yeah, that's a tough one for me.
You got 2.
Yeah, 2. Shit, man. Yeah, that's a toughie. Will Smith, I'll put him in there definitely. I haven't thought this one through. I should have.
It's a tough question.
It's a toughie. Shit,
While he's thinking, for anybody who's listening, please, do us a favor, leave us a comment, shoot us a DM. Who are your top 5 superheroes? Either fiction, nonfiction, whatever it may be. Hit us up, leave us a comment, whatever it may be. Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. He may not be liked by everybody, but I'll say Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Barack Obama's in
Barack
there.
Obama's huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
And so that's 4, I believe.
Yep. 4.
And one more is
Edward Snowden.
Oh wow. For exposing the government for the bitch ass motherfuckers. God damn it. What's the name?
Alex Jones.
Yeah, Alex Jones. For exposing the government for turning a freaking Fox gay. That's right. What's his name? He was he's a book author, very smart guy. We talked about him recently. He's widely known as the Holocaust denier. I forgot his name.
That's your superhero?
He has an opinion. Ooh, I'm just kidding. He's gonna cancel the thing. We are just gonna re-record this part. Fuck, one more. I will say for the last person. Kanye West.
I like it.
Kanye West.
I like it. I can't deny that. Yeah. Kanye's a fucking.
He's a inspiration.
Yay.
To say the least.
Or yay now, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, that was another recent news.
What?
Changed his name.
He changed his name to Yay now. Legal name. Just Yay. Yay.
So just Yay.
Yay.
So anybody who's calling him K West, Kanye West,
dead it. All right. That's not his name no more.
Almost.
Just Yay.
Just Yay.
Yeah. Any recommendations or things coming up you'd like to promote?
I can't think of anything right now.
Fuck it, I'll go. Here you go, motherfuckers. This weekend, actually, funny enough, starting tomorrow, is a Fan Expo.
Oh shit.
That's in Toronto this weekend.
Going?
I want to go. I don't know if I have I don't have people to go with. So if you guys want to go with me.
Wait, so what day is it?
It starts tomorrow and it ends on the 24th.
When's the 24th?
That is
Sunday. Shit, Sunday. Hey, everybody go check out Fan Expo. That's amazing.
It's a lot of fun.
Let's go.
I'm down. Dude, that's a lot of fun, man.
I'm gonna take like a medical mask and I'm gonna like spray paint it green and then just be like, yo, I'm going as Scorpion. From For Mortal Kombat, motherfucker.
Jesus Christ.
I was going with myself like I'm Liu Kang, man.
Wow.
Okay, no.
Oh boy.
All right, sorry. Mortal Kombat was dope, so.
Oh my god. Yeah. Fan Expo's this weekend. So please, if you guys, even if you're not a comic book or an anime or just a fan of the superheroes, it's really fun and it's dope to see all the art and whatnot. In terms of speaking that we talked about superheroes today, we had a like from a superhero podcast team before. Yeah,
what?
Like one of our earlier stuff. So shout out to Comic Booked, the podcast.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. So if if you're a fan of superheroes, they talk about different characters every week. So check them out. We'll shout you out as well on our post. But yeah, Comic Book the podcast. Shout you guys out. But yeah, from my earlier recommendations, check out Battle Royale if you liked, and also Alice in Borderland if you liked Squid Game. To keep those suspense juices flowing. And yeah, Halloween next week. Tune in to the podcast to have a good time with us and dress up. It looks like things are opening up now. Oh, it's opening up. Speaking of which, the fucking vaccine passport shit's tomorrow.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
Does it launch for everybody?
Yeah, so all the restaurants and facilities have to scan your
So I can't
QR
show
code.
my
Not after tomorrow. No. It's QR codes only.
Okay.
So
everybody look into that.
Yeah.
You are vaccinated. Go check that out.
Go get your QR codes set up.
I guess now that I can really think of one, because in the earlier part of the episode, we were talking about how stressful a week it was for work.
Yes.
Definitely, I recommend taking the time just to fucking breathe.
Yes.
Always. It's been a super, super busy week. I'm sure it's been busy for a lot of you guys. It is getting closer to the end of the year, which causes it. Colder weather, whatever it may be. Finding out, take a breather.
Go to the gym.
Take some time to yourself. Go to the gym, whatever it may be. Read a book.
Enjoy nature.
Get some air. Take a walk.
Yeah.
Do something to distress yourself, because we get closer to the end of the year, which usually happens to be a little bit more hectic. People do get the winter blues. I know definitely that's one of the things that we'll probably be talking about in future episodes. But that is one thing I probably got to say. Mental health is a huge thing. Definitely go take a breather for this week, and then we'll check in the next one.
That's indeed. That being said, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ryan.
And this is The Blank with Carlos and Ryan. Na 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 na. Fill it in.
That one. You can click it now.
So